And now, the Lafayette Food Junkie Show, served up medium rare every Sunday night.
Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffiany. Here we talk about all the food happenings around Acadiana. If you like food, tune in. You might learn something new. Okay, so we were almost late coming on the air because we have been talking about food for the last 30 minutes. I tried something new. I like to get some new blood in on the Lafayette Food Junkie radio show every now and then. And I put a call out on Instagram for anyone that was in the restaurant business, the food business, or if you were just food obsessed. And I got a couple of hits. And one of those hits is Mr. Wes Mathews, who follows me on Instagram and is food obsessed. So he's joining me tonight, and we're going to talk about food. Thanks for coming on tonight.
No problem. Enjoying it.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. Like, we've been talking about food for like the past 30 minutes, and I was like, oh, my music's coming on. we gotta stop talking. Went to brunch today at Emma's, got the crawfish cakes. Have you been to Emma's before, or Bailey's?
No, I have not.
Okay, so the thing that I really like to get there is the crawfish cakes. Like, they're amazing. And so I got the crawfish Benedict this morning. It came on French toast. You have your poached egg. They had crawfish etouffee. Crawfish etouffee was okay. They put mushrooms in their crawfish etouffee. Same way. Yeah. So, okay. So what is your ideal crawfish etouffee?
I mean, traditional. I mean, you got to go.
I feel like you should only have crawfish, butter, and then like pepper and onions and like celery.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, when you start churching things up, I think a lot of times, a lot of places now are trying to get too new, outside the box, and that I think takes away from some of our more traditional dishes down here.
I think that recipe pays homage to. I know that I have the Talk About Good cookbook that's like the Junior League of Lafayette puts out, and I believe the version that I have for etouffee, it called for cream of mushroom soup in it, and I know that some of them have it. So I guess that's like where they were going with it. I'm not a fan. My favorite crawfish etouffee ever is at Rusted Rooster.
It is good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
I ate there last week. Yeah. No, it's
so delicious. But I mean, hey, the crawfish cakes, it wasn't terrible. It's just not how, I like my crawfish etouffee. The crawfish cakes were wonderful. They were packed. My friend's 7-year-old son spilled chocolate milk on me. They cleaned it up really quickly. And I also loved that the server took a moment to tell him, like, it's okay, accidents happen. Like, I spilled a tray of drinks last week, so I appreciated her, making him feel better about it. But it was good. And it's cheap. I like cheap eats every now and then, if you don't want to wait in line, for other locations around town, it's nice, and they were packed. So people are liking Emma's. Where do you normally go for brunch?
My apartment. That's normally where we brunch at. It depends. A lot of times we'll go to another Broken Egg, just because it's kind of close. It's funny. I'm been craving crepes lately, and then I found out we have a crepe place.
We do
in River Ranch, which is right by where I live. My mother was telling me about it the other day, and so that's coming. That's going to be a thing that happens here pretty soon. I don't know. My mom's, really. That's where I go to brunch a lot of times.
Brunch at Mom's.
Brunch at Mom's. We had brunch there this morning. But yeah, none of the Broken Eggs is one I go to a good bit. Anytime Rusted Rooster does a pop-up, I try to go. I've been to, French Press and some of the other places, and Blue Dog, whenever, the Zydeco brunch and stuff. But usually I just like doing it on my own.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, something about Sundays, I don't want to cook. Like, Sundays, I want to go eat somewhere. And the last few Sundays, I've had the opportunity to be able to eat at different places. So I've been enjoying it. I used to go every Sunday. I'd eat out somewhere. And I'm trying to bring the tradition back. I don't know how often it'll get to happen, but it was nice. I do like dining out on a Sunday morning for some reason.
Yeah, it's easy. You don't have to worry about getting up and doing anything.
Speaking of crepes, I took a crepe cooking class a like a year or two ago, and it made me want to make crepes at home. And they have the crepe pans at like Ross and TJ Maxx and places like that, and they're really cheap. They're like $10.
Is it doable?
I don't know. I haven't like the pan itself is doable. Whether they actually come out, I don't know.
I told you, I can't flip omelets, so I'm not going to flip a crepe.
I mean, the idea of it is it's like a pancake. I mean, but thinner. Yeah. So you just have practice makes perfect. I agree. Yeah. You know what you can do with the omelets though? They have these pans that you can get that flip them for you. You can do that.
Oh no.
All right. I finally made it out to BO's this week. We've been talking about it the last few weeks on the show. I finally also pronounced it correctly. So yay. We went on Thursday. It was meatball stew day and then pork stew day. So are you a meatball stew or a pork stew?
Pork stew.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm the same way. It was delicious. And I made an amazing meatball stew a while back. And so I felt like mine that I make at home is better, just to toot my own horn about my meatball stew, which was amazing. But yeah, I like the pork stew was really good. It came with macaroni and cheese, and then the white beans that came with it were also fantastic. I have to go back and try the chili dogs because apparently that's what they're known for. We discussed that on last week's show. So have to check it out if you find yourself in Broussard.
I will. I'll go swing by.
Because it's like right across the street from Tons. And Tons, I've gone a ton for breakfast. Yeah. They have really good biscuits. But yeah, I'll have to.
Yeah, I'll go check it out.
Check it out.
The next new place to go eat.
All right, and then Wing Fingers opened up this past week.
Finally.
They had a great first opening week, and they're going into next week. I believe they said their hours are going to be like 11 to 10. We were talking about Wing Fingers before the show, and you were a fan.
Oh, big fan. Yeah, they I work here at CGI in Lafayette, and they came a few times to the Light Center across the street with their food truck, and some of my coworkers asked me to go walk with them one day and have lunch, and I tried I think it's the Strabanero is what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
And
it's the strawberry habanero.
Yeah,
it's Strabanero, though. Yeah.
It's unbelievable. And I love wings. I love boneless wings, especially whenever you kind of mix it up a little bit. I remember I got back to my office and I started eating. I was like, oh, man, this is really good. So a couple weeks went by, and some of my coworkers wanted them to come back, and so I called them and was like, hey, you guys need to come, whatever. And they're like, man, we're shutting down the food truck. And I was like, no. And then they told us that they were building a hard site. So I was like, oh, awesome. I've been waiting ever since, so need to get over there.
I'm excited to see the expanded menu, and I'm going to have to go back and try. I'm such a wings fan, and I never was that big of a fan until I did keto, because that was one of the things you could have on keto. Bone in, not boneless. But yeah, so now I really love wings, and I like that they're kind of doing like a gourmet style. And before they only had the boneless, now you can get the bone in or the boneless on the new menu. So yeah. So that's some of the new things. They're doing like sandwiches. They did sandwiches before though, but sandwiches, salads. I think their appetizer menu is a little bit more expanded. But go check them out. They're super nice guys. Like they were guests one time on the radio show. They're two characters, and their story of how they got from the food truck to where they are now is really cool to hear. So definitely go and support them, Lafayette. All right, we are going to take our first break, and when we come back, we have more with Wes Mathews. So come back to us. It is the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
And now, we talk about food. It's the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffiany Deku, and joining tonight is Wes Mathews. He is food obsessed. You don't have like an official title. Like normally my guests that come on the show have official titles. So I'm just going to say food obsessed.
That's close. That's good enough.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm from Pineville originally. Friends like to tease me about.
I have relatives from Pineville as well.
Well, I mean, my friends like to tease me because they say I don't say it correctly, but it's Pineville where I come from. So that's I've been in Lafayette since '95. Graduated from Lafayette High. I work at CGI here in town. I have 3 kids, a son and 2 daughters. Coach CrossFit at CrossFit Cayenne in Abbeville in the evenings. and I'm in the National Guard. That's pretty much takes up the majority of my life is all those things that in food.
Okay, so that's the next question is, why are you food obsessed?
Probably my mother started me early, cooking. She got me, little stuff, just trying to help her out. Hey, bake a chicken before I get home, or get the spaghetti meat started and that kind of stuff. And I loved it. Both the men and the women in my family cook. So it's just something I wanted to be better at. So as I got older, I just tried harder and harder and messed a lot of things up. And like I said, I love to go somewhere and eat something or see something on TV and try to deconstruct it and make it something my own or put my own flair or twist to it. So
nice. I think you messaged me a while back talking about a breakfast food taco truck that you were wanting.
Yeah, that was one of our first. That was one of our first conversations.
Yeah, you wanted to do a breakfast food taco truck.
Well, my dad's military as well, and I lived in San Antonio for a while. And of course, there,
tacos everywhere.
And then going to Austin, I was stationed in Texas when I was in the Army, so going to Austin and all these places that had breakfast burritos, and that was one thing I felt like Lafayette was just really lacking.
We had an amazing plate, like Acme Taco for a while was doing breakfast burritos, and they were amazing.
And huge,
yes,
by the way.
And they were so filling.
Yeah, I made a mistake one day of going, and I ordered 2, had no idea. You told me to go there, yeah, and I went and got 2, and I think I ate the next one the next day. It was much food.
They were so big. I miss those so bad. And then the salsa was like super garlicky. And it just like, you would be so full. Like you would not have to eat the rest of the day from doing this burrito. Yeah. Okay. You just mentioned Austin. I'm going to Austin in July. On the agenda is ramen, barbecue, and tacos. We're staying in the downtown area.
Okay.
Do you have any recommendations?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. The Pint House for pizza, unbelievable. Magnolia Cafe is unbelievable. And my personal favorite, I go there every time I go back to Austin, is the home of the tubular taco is Tiki Hut, or it's the Hula Hut. I'm sorry, Hula Hut. It's down on Lake Austin.
Okay.
And it's a Polynesian Tex-Mex blend.
Oh, cool.
On the water. It's coconut shrimp tacos. It's unbelievable. I go there every time I go.
I'm amazed by how many. So I thought there was only one food truck park, and that is incorrect. There's pretty much a food truck park everywhere.
Oh, absolutely.
And we're going to Voodoo Donuts because that's within walking distance. We're going to this place called Midnight Cowboy, which is a speakeasy. You have to make a reservation to get in there, and you're only allowed in there for 2 hours, and then you have to press a button to go in. Yeah, so we're going there. There's an all sour beer brewery called Blue Owl Brewing that we're going to go check out. And then, of course, Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
We're really close to Franklin Barbecue, but I don't want to wait in line.
I'm trying to remember. What's the one in Austin, the barbecue place with the open pit? It's on the outskirts of Salt Lick?
Salt Lick.
Now,
okay.
My parents have said it is. It's on my list to
okay.
as well.
Yeah, Franklin Barbecue, we're so close to. I don't want to wait in line. Now, a friend of mine who has a relative that lives in Austin told me that they have some kind of service. It's called like Favor, and you can pay people to do things for you. And she was like, maybe you can pay them to wait in line for you at Franklin Barbecue to like order your food and then get it that way.
I feel like I would abuse that.
I feel like, is that next on Lafayette's agenda to get?
Can you get me an icy?
Yeah.
And a bag of peanuts. Like that's.
Because we're about to get Instacart, which is like a grocery delivery service. So this would be the next step in the evolution of what you can get delivered to you.
I'm going to leave home soon. You're just going to be able to just bring me all my stuff at my house.
So is Austin known for all tacos or just breakfast tacos? Because I've been seeing a lot of just about breakfast tacos.
All tacos. I mean, they have a lot of places that are
there's like
local
taco trucks everywhere.
Well, I mean, you've got obviously a very large Hispanic presence there. Plus, there's just so many different cultures and stuff that come into there, and they bring their own blend of things. So it's everything. It's breakfast tacos. It's regular tacos. It's one of those places you literally cannot eat at enough places in a trip
Yeah, there's so many.
So much stuff. Every time I go, other than my one or two little places that I want to go to and revisit, I always wind up going someplace else. And I'm like, oh, I want to go back here. But you just keep revisiting the same ones. You're never going to hit all of them. So whatever you want to find in Austin, you're going to find.
They also have a food hall that just opened up too that has like this cheese shop in it, and then a ramen place, and like an upscale taco place, like very like highbrow tacos. Yeah. And then like a couple of other restaurants in it too that we were wanting to maybe check out. Trader Joe's is definitely happening as well, because I have to go to Trader Joe's in every town because I'm obsessed with them. And that's also downtown, so we're going to be hitting that up. But yeah, I'm excited for this because I went to Austin 2 years ago or maybe last year, but it was for a work trip, so we didn't get to really explore a whole lot. I did get to try Shake Shack for the first time, and then we ate at this little, it was like a chain Latin restaurant that we ate at, and it was good. It was like a Texas chain. It's called Gloria's Latin Cuisine. They have one in Austin too. We were in Austin, but they have them all over Austin and a couple of other places in Texas. But yeah, I'm excited. I really like, if anyone has recommendations, especially in the downtown area, because we're trying to just stay downtown, feel free to email me at Lafayette Food Junkie. That's JUNKIE @gmail.com. And I'll definitely try to check it out. I'm super excited.
It's fun. That's always a good trip.
It's a definite food town. And while we're on the topic of tacos, yesterday was Cinco de Mayo. Yep. So every Mexican restaurant in town was super packed. And we kind of want to talk a little bit about tacos. I am taco obsessed. You're also a big fan of tacos. Do you have a preference as far as Mexican versus Tex-Mex style?
Not really. I mean, it just kind of depends on what I'm in the mood for. I'll mix it up. You know, sometimes I'll go traditional corn. I'll go flour. Doesn't really matter. Fish, chicken, whatever. Sometimes I'm deer if I've got it in the freezer, whatever. I personally don't care. I like to mix it up, and try to experiment with different things, different sauces, different whatever. There's nothing in, there's not one I just keep going back to over and over again. So
I'm the same way. I like all styles of tacos. Like I'm an equal opportunity taco person. But if you're wondering the difference between Mexican style versus Tex-Mex style, I saw a little infographic on social media this past week. So Mexican style is going to be different kinds of meats, and they're usually grilled or fried. Think like pastor, carnitas, barbacoa, things like that. You're going to have a corn tortilla, and then your toppings are usually only going to be onion, cilantro, lime, and then if you have salsa, it's usually in-house made. Tex-Mex can be the corn or flour tortilla, and actually the way flour, I just learned this, so I'm going to share this knowledge with you. The way flour tortillas came to Mexico is when the Spanish came to Mexico, and they brought wheat with them, and that's how flour tortillas came about. But Tex-Mex style is going to be flour or corn, and you can have it the hard shell or the soft shell. You're going to have like your ground beef, your grilled meats that way. I think chicken and steak and things like that. And then you'll have cheese, sour cream, what you typically think of as a Taco Tuesday taco. And then the salsa is usually gonna be like mild and like store-bought. Yeah. Is what they kind of said. So that's the difference, if you've ever wondered that or not. When you hear people say, I want a legit taco, what they're meaning is like the Mexican style taco, but a Tex-Mex taco is a legit other style of taco. Yeah, and then you get, like, depending on the regions of Mexico, you'll have different things. Like, Baja style is more Californian, and they'll have like more of a fish taco. You'll have avocado more in it, and different regions will have different styles of tacos. But I love them all.
Yeah, me too. Sometimes I get a craving for something. It's funny. One of the other coaches at the gym I coach at, her and her husband own El Camino's in Abbeville, and we kept talking about fish tacos.
Which you can't really get here other than Taco Sisters.
Right. So, but he had caught a bunch of bass, I think, and just invited us over one night. We were all coached and worked out and stuff. We all went over there stinky and stuff, and went in, and he made this huge thing of fish tacos with this mango salsa, and that sounds delicious. I think I ate like 6. And I'm supposed to be on a diet. And I'm like,
You're
why?
like,
Why
no.
are you? And it was so good. It was probably 7 or 8 of us from the gym, and we murdered them. It was
We
great.
went to town. All right, we're going to take another break, and when we come back, we have more with Wes. So come back to us. It is the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
The best tasting radio show in all of South Louisiana. It's the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffiany Deku, and we've been talking with Wes Mathews about food. We've been talking all kinds of food topics. Okay, so we had a little outburst during the commercial break because I mentioned I wanted sofapillas, and then he was like, ponchos.
That's right.
Which I'm going to be completely honest, I have not had a good sofapilla since ponchos. And that is so much a part of my childhood. Getting those sofapillas, I would bite one end of them off and then take the giant thing of honey that they would have at the table and pour it all in the inside of the sofapilla. And then you would bite in and like honey's coming out.
Oh, yeah. Is there another way?
Just like... That is so, like, that is how you eat a sofapilla. And I have not had a good sofapilla since then. Because all the ones that you get now are like pancakes.
That's right. They're flat. So you can't do that. You can't fill them.
Yes, they were puffy.
Yeah. I love that. Like we were talking about the flag. Raising that little flag so you can get more sofapillas. That was good times.
Man, ponchos was so good before it turned so bad. Like it was good and then it was bad and then they reopened one in Baton Rouge and it was like real bad. And then the one in Bossier City used to still be good and then it's bad. I don't even know if it's still open or not. The whole chain may have died. But man, those sofapillas. Come on, Lafayette Mexican restaurants. Like you guys need to get your sofapilla game on point and make them like that.
Just puff them up.
If anyone is listening and knows of a place that has puffy sofapillas, please email me because I want to go there and check it out. And I need a quart of honey.
That's right.
To pour into it. That was the best part of the meal. Like I would you just bite the little tiniest end and you had to be careful because if you like bit too hard, then the one of the sides wasn't all the dough. It was just like a thin layer of dough. It would like collapse in and then
tragedy.
Then you couldn't pour all your honey inside of it.
That's right.
Man, ponchos comes up so much on this show. We talk about ponchos and Taco Bell. Like we talk about like tacos. This is very taco-centric food show. I love tacos. All right, okay. And then I need to correct something from last week. We talked about Avec Bacon on last week's show. We talked about that they were going to be a virtual restaurant. That is not the case. They do have a brick and mortar location. You are going to be able to sit in there and eat your breakfast and brunch. So there's the correction on that. I think originally they were going to be a virtual restaurant. They found the restaurant location and they're going from there. Do you like bacon? Do I need to even ask that?
I mean, I walked away from the farmer's market Saturday morning, last Saturday, a week ago, festival morning, with 2 pounds of thick cut bacon. So when I already had bacon in my refrigerator.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm a bacon fan. I mean, it's America.
Then that was his bacon too.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so good. It's like a perfect fat to meat ratio. It's going a little too fast. Bacon.
I'm interested to see like what he's gonna do with the different like style. Like I would like to see chocolate covered bacon.
Praline bacon.
Ooh, yes.
Oh, the first time I had that at Elizabeth's in New Orleans.
Okay, that's the place that's known for it.
Oh my God! So, and that's everybody that goes to New Orleans. Like they know, everybody's listening that knows me. They know that's my spot. Elizabeth's is my spot in New Orleans. But the first time I had praline bacon there, I was hungover. Had a cup of coffee, and I took a bite of this praline bacon. I'm like, oh my God, what just happened? This bacon that's sweet. Like, what's the deal?
So I think that French press has like a candied type of bacon as well. So yeah. But Elizabeth's is where it's at, apparently. I've seen pictures of it. It looks delicious. Dude.
It's good. I've had it. I was at French Press 2 weeks ago.
That's all you can say.
It's delicious. Yeah.
It's delicious. Okay. I want to give a shout out to Grub Burger. I love them. And we talked about sometimes delivery wise, the quality of the food comes down. And there was a podcast that I listened to a while back, and they were debating whether a burger should even leave the restaurant. Like if you should eat a delivery or not. Grub Burgers in the restaurant, out of the restaurant, they still taste so delicious. And they do a blue cheeseburger. You're my boy blue, I think is the name of it. Yeah. So it's like the burger, blue cheese, caramelized onions. It is delicious. Like it's so good. I ate it the rest of it cold this morning, and I was like, I will still eat this cold. There's something about blue cheese on a burger that just kind of does it for me. And you were talking about some of the burger places that you like around town. Yeah, I mean, me personally, and this might be unpopular with some people, but a well-constructed burger is better than pizza. I'm sorry. That's my personal opinion. And, pizza is pizza for everybody, and, it's always the go-to. And I do love pizza, I do. But a well-constructed burger, whether you do it at home, go somewhere, if it's a good burger, man, just the different tastes and, everything kind of coming together, it's hard to beat that. And it's just American. You put bacon on your hamburger, then you're good. I mean, how about candied bacon on your burger?
Now we're talking. Now we're going into different worlds. You could why not put cane sauce on a hamburger? Now we could just shut the world down and start doing that.
What?
I know, right?
Mind blown.
Right. Yeah.
It went. Okay, so, and you were talking, you feel like I do about burgers, that you have like your greasy spoon burgers, right? And then you have your gourmet burgers. That's right. And then, so who are some of your greasy you like?
Obviously, Judy's been around for a long time. They're solid. Gary's awesome. I love flat top burgers. Just occasionally. Whenever I get them. Even like Five Guys to me I consider that a flat top burger. Not that I would go.
I don't like Five Guys burgers. Yeah,
their fries are great. But when you move into the gourmet stuff like that, to me, the Grubs, the Burger Smith we were talking about, which is crazy because I pass Burger Smith all the time, and I never stop to think there. And they have deals all the time, like 2-for-1 burgers and all this other stuff.
Their Smith burger is nothing to put your nose up at.
Yeah. So I like going and experimenting. Fat Pats, we were talking about that their peanut butter burger.
Yeah, see, I don't know how I feel about peanut butter on a burger, but right. you're like it's it.
The savory with the sweet, the salty. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't wrap my head around it. Our audience listener is also agreeing that he likes the peanut butter burger as well.
It's good. I would have never have thought that either until the first time I had one, and I'm like, you got me.
I have to be brave and try it, but I'm just like, I don't know. The texture is getting to me.
I like to, when I do them at home, I do home Hawaiian burgers. I'll grill pineapple on the side.
Yeah.
And then we'll get them kind of charred on the outside. And then right before I take the burgers up, I'll put them on top and seal them with a piece of Swiss cheese and make them kind of, and that's a good combination. That sweet, savory, salty, thing going on. So, yeah, good, well-constructed burger. Greater than pizza, in my opinion.
I feel like Lafayette is such a burger town. Like, we have so many burger places. And pizza places too, though. Like we have a lot of pizza places.
Karen Crow.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Man, Karen Crow's getting everything.
I know. Everything.
They just blew up.
South, and now all of a sudden everything's going up.
This is good though.
Yeah,
this is great. They're getting a marble slab. I will drive to Karen Crow for a marble slab. I love me some marble slab. Man, I miss them in Lafayette. That was like my high school years.
The mall?
No, they were at where the Cajun Table is now. Where the Cajun Table is on Collie Saloon and Ambassador. Gotcha. That's where they were for years. And a little China was there. That was also delicious. Yep. But that little strip mall is coming back up. They're building all kinds of stuff. Jason's Deli's coming over there. They got a bagel place over there now.
We're getting Jason's Deli on our side, south side.
Yeah, that's
right by my parking.
Yeah, the all-you-can-eat sushi place.
Yeah, it's like all she's talking about is, I get my I get my Jason's Deli. It's going to be right there. Which New York Bagel just opened right there. They're really good.
Yeah.
We're finally getting some stuff right there in my little intersection. It's a good time.
I'm excited. The rumor has been that where that Winn-Dixie was, that they're supposed to build a Trader Joe's. But that's been a rumor for like ever. So let's not get our hopes up on that.
We can get a Costco. We can get a Trader Joe's.
Somebody said that Trader Joe's wouldn't do good here.
I don't know who that somebody was.
So, and I was like, but I'll keep them in business. With as much as I shop there. Like, I will totally keep them in business. But that's what I heard. I'm a big Jason's Deli fan, too. It's closer to me as well. For a while there, when I was still married, we would eat there once a week.
No, dude, their ranch is, I want to say it's my favorite because it's a three-way toss-up between them, Dino's, and El Camino's in Abbeville.
The ranch dressing?
The ranch.
Okay, no, Dino's.
Dino's is so
ranch
good.
Dressing is amazing.
But now Jason's Deli's doing that jalapeno ranch, which is really good. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yep. Try that in your life. So I don't know. It just depends. It depends on, I think Elko's ranch is because I'm usually sipping on Elko's margaritas. So that might be one.
Kind of adds to the experience.
But yeah, I love Jason's Deli. They got a lot of good stuff. It doesn't matter if you're eating healthy, you want to kind of splurge a little bit, you can kind of get anything. But
when I'm sick, that's like all I want is their soup.
Broccoli and cheese soup.
Yeah.
So good.
Their soups are like all I want when I'm sick.
Ranchero wrap. Oh, yeah. That's a good time.
Shout out to Jason's Deli.
That's right.
All right, we're going to take another break, and when we come back, we have more with Wes. So come back to us. It is the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
From Boudin to the best burgers Acadiana has to offer, it's the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffiany Deku, and we've been talking with Wes Mathews. Okay, so it is technically spring, and I'm making a soup tonight. And so we know in Louisiana, it's been a lot cooler than it normally is in recent years, but it's getting to like the hot point. I'm making soup tonight, which is typically cold weather kind of food. However, I feel like you can eat soup year round because I'm a big soup fan. What do you think about that? I mean, if you can eat soup year round, then it's almost like you could say you could eat gumbo year round.
I agree. I mean, me personally, I don't want to go outside, if I'm with a big belly of hot gumbo when it's 95 degrees outside.
The rice, 140%
too
humidity,
much. Right. That's why I don't drink coffee in the summer. It's just that sits on me all day.
See, that's why I don't drink whiskey in the summer because it's like too hot. And red wine, I switch to gin in the summer and rosé.
I haven't found a reason yet for me to not drink whiskey or red wine. Those are my two favorite forms of alcohol. So I haven't figured that one out yet. But if I come home from the gym or whatever and I'm hot, I personally don't want to sit down with like a bowl of red beans and rice. And I love red beans and rice.
Right. It's just too heavy.
It's a seasonal thing. And that's why I enjoy cooking. I think a little more when it's cold. I get to cook those comfort food, those more savory dishes and stuff. But when it's warm out, you get to play outside a little bit more and experiment on your grill or, smoke, pork butt or something, which is, it's hard to mess that up.
I just bought my first barbecue pit, so I'm going to be experimenting. And then we found an amazing barbecue pit by the trash last weekend. It was an old smoky. Okay, so we had... I was debating whether or not I was going to buy a good barbecue pit or a cheap one since I've never barbecued before to learn on. Everyone was telling me to get an Old Smoky, get an Old Smoky, get an Old Smoky. They were like $30, I think, for like the cheapest one. I decided to go with like a $19 Walmart special barbecue pit to learn on because I've never done it before. I don't know how much I'm gonna use it. Got that last week by the dumpster in my apartment complex. There was an amazing condition Old Smoky, the bigger ones that are like $80, and it looked like mint condition to me. So I made my boyfriend go look at it too. I was like, see if you see anything that I'm not seeing. And he's like, no, this is a really good condition. And I was like, well, do you want this? And you can have my barbecue pit or I can have it. And so now I have an Old Smoky too that I'm going to learn how to smoke on.
That is probably one of my favorite ways to cook. It is hard to mess something up when you're smoking it. And there are some learning curves, especially doing a brisket and getting past the stall and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, I had an electric smoker for years, and you still put the wood on it and all that other stuff. But I loved experimenting with different rubs. I started making my own barbecue sauce. I was growing peppers, making my own pepper jelly, and using that pepper jelly to make my own pepper jelly barbecue sauce. And then the cool thing is, my mom told me a long time ago, don't waste spot on a grill, right? And same with a smoker. So if I had the top rack open, I'd smoke a chicken or boudin or sausage or something, because you could always take that and do something else with it.
Right.
It's just that smoking is so easy. And who doesn't want pulled pork? I mean, it's amazing.
Supposedly you can barbecue on you can smoke on any barbecue. It's just like some are harder than others.
It depends. Yeah.
And I was told the Old Smoky, it's like easier to kind of smoke, so you don't have to get like an electric smoker or whatnot. But we'll figure it out. I now have 2 barbecue pits to try to figure this out with. So we'll get it right. You mastered your first gumbo. You said you took like a day off of work.
I did
to master this. This gumbo.
No, I did. No, I don't know if I mastered it. I told you, we were laughing earlier. I can't flip omelets. I always turn into scrambled eggs. And every time I tried to make a gumbo, I just couldn't get it right. And we knew we were going to get the snow and the cold weather and the ice and all that stuff. So I was like, I got to figure this out. My kids love gumbo and I wanted gumbo, so I took the day off of work, and I got started about 9 o'clock in the morning. I was Snapchatting pictures with all my friends at the same time, but put on some blues, opened up a bottle of bourbon, and we got after it, and it was awesome. I was happy with it. It seemed like everybody that ate it was happy with it. It was dark. I mean, I got it way past the amber point, like pushing that dark. That dark end, but it was good. And so now I feel like I've got it. Like I got a little, but you can't walk away.
So 2 pro tips that we've heard in the studio before the show started were to dice your onions for the gumbo, put them in the fridge. When you get your roux to the point that you're happy with it, to throw in the onions, and that shocks them and your roux won't burn.
Yeah, won't cook anymore. Yeah.
So that's one tip. And then the other tip was the oven method.
Yeah. My buddy said put it in the oven. Yeah. It'll no direct heat. Makes sense.
Or you can just buy a store-bought roux, which is what I do.
It's cheating. It's like buying margarita mix.
I would never buy margarita mix. It's a little different. But the roux that I use is really good. So... No, I would like to do. I have not mastered the art of the roux. Maybe that's my next thing that I need to learn how to do is how to make a good roux. But maybe I'll take off a day off of work and I'll get it.
Do it. Try it. It's flour and oil. If you mess it up, it's not like you just burn, expensive piece.
But the smell is kind of bad.
It does.
Yeah.
And it will get a little smoky in there. But I messed up a couple of them. I tried to make a shrimp and okra gumbo one time, and it was. I think I threw the whole pot away. It was bad.
Oh wow!
But you got to mess up before you succeed.
That's how you learn.
Yes, absolutely.
Failure is the road to learning.
Absolutely.
So, what are some of your favorite places to eat around town?
Oh God, how much time we got?
We have 7 minutes.
No, well there you go. In Lafayette, we talked about it a little earlier. I love Rusted Rooster. I think it's like I want to tell more people about it, but I've never had to wait on a table, so I'm a little afraid to to tell people that it's there because I don't. It's like a little secret, because who's gonna look?
Yeah. I feel like they should be open on Saturdays.
Every Saturday.
Yes. But if you go on a Saturday, you may have to wait for a table. Yeah. I typically will go Friday mornings.
That's good.
And I've never had to wait for a table.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're solid. I mean, the work they do, the work they put into their food is really good. I love to go there. Depending, like I said, we talked about po' boys earlier. Depending on the po' boy that I'm in the mood for, old time. Sometimes I love to go eat at Pops. I love their environment. I was eating there when it was the old T-Coons, right? I used to love going to T-Coons downtown because I worked down that area. When it's cold and windy and gross out, Pamplona has a great environment.
Really?
Oh, it's kind of.
I didn't realize that would like change the.
It does.
Yeah.
It
okay.
does. It's warm in there, and maybe it's because you're drinking Spanish wine. I don't know. But if you go, especially if you go inside, down in the lower area, it's just warm and kind of tight and dark in there, and it's very. I love the environment in there. Where don't I eat in Lafayette? Really is the thing. I mean, like I said, Poke Go has like changed my whole.
Yeah,
vibe.
you're saying that it's really good.
It is. It's really good. I love Dino's, especially during Lent. I mean, Jacques Boudreaux. That's like a staple.
I'm obsessed with their Cajun Samurai.
It is. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's good too.
Yeah.
But like a bunch of buddies of mine, we're all big UL baseball fans. So during Lent when there's a homestand, we don't get to do it as much as we used to because we all have children and stuff now. But used to, we would Friday evenings we'd meet up at Dino's and we'd get the Jacques Boudreaux and drink a couple of Abita Ambers and head to the ballpark. That was like a tradition we had for a while. But it's just there's so many, and I think that's the one thing that I try to convey to people who don't know or people from out of town is that don't eat at the chain places here in town. And I'm not saying don't patronize them, don't. But there's so many local places that Lafayette has to offer. So many places that are off the beaten path, or you just don't. Maybe it's right outside of town, the Villager in Maurice. I mean, if you don't have any business, 167
that is my
South.
po' boy place.
I mean,
they're po' boys and pops. Like that's like traditional is Villagers, like creative is pops.
Yeah, they're like mad scientists at pops.
Yes.
So like, yeah, a pot roast po' boy. If you're having any sort of sleep problems, pot roast po' boy from the Villager
will put you out,
put you right to sleep. You're done for the rest of the day. So, I think that's the one thing. If I could tell anybody. Talk to people, listen to your show, read, Google, whatever. If you're going to have friends coming in from out of town or something, take them to some of these local places and let them experience some of the things that Lafayette has to offer. Some of these people pour their hearts and souls into these restaurants, and they're very creative, it's like Wing Fingers and all this other stuff. They're very creative with what they're doing. They're good people, and they who would ever thought of strawberry habanero hot wings? It's not something you're going to get at Buffalo Wild Wings or Hooters or something. You go in there, it's like, oh my God, this is amazing. So now you want to go there all the time. So that's what I love doing. Like I said, it's like Christmas for me. Whenever I get somebody to enjoy something that I enjoy, and you kind of watch from the side and you see their face light up from eating something. That's what it's all about. I mean, that's you share. Sharing is caring.
Speaking of new food trucks, you checked out Scratch Farm Kitchen for a festival,
Good
and
that was awesome. Yeah. So
did you get to have the curry bowl? Because I didn't.
No, I had the burger.
Oh my God, the burger was so good.
Yeah, it was really good. Festival they had some good food this year.
You did the taco place that I didn't do.
Yes,
it was like Gulf Tacos.
Yes.
Was the name of it? Okay.
Yeah. Well, we did shrimp tacos from there. We shared those. My girlfriend and I each had one. I kept finding myself swinging by Pamplona's getting sangrias, and in Central Pizza getting watermelon basil.
I had the watermelon basil margarita.
That was really refreshing and good for being kind of warm outside. But that was they were solid. I think we hit another taco. What was the taco place that was right behind Legends?
Oh, that was Star Taco.
Star Taco. We got that,
which they're normally out in Lafayette. I think they're off of Cameron Street.
Yes, they used to be at the car wash on Ambassador.
Yes, they did, and they're on Waiter too.
Okay,
it's one of the food trucks that's on Waiter.
And then there was a little barbecue place. No, there was a wing place that was tucked into that little corner too.
KOK Clinton, which is also has delicious wings.
They were awesome.
And they're like actual wings.
Yeah,
they're not like the when you think of wings, how they come, it's like an actual the joint is still together.
That's right. It was good. I think the festival was less about the music for me this year, more about food.
That's how it is for me every year. So you don't have to say anything with that. I just shop and eat. That's what festival is for me. I got my festival punch. I got everything. Did you check out the Umami Bites place?
No.
They came from Ohio. I did not realize that they came from Ohio.
We're starting to see more You're starting to get a little bit more.
I love that they did that this year. I like that they changed it up and got new vendors. And then also the place that from Baton Rouge that had the Gouda Boudin balls.
Yeah, they were right there. The line was ridiculous.
I wanted to hate them because I was like, Baton Rouge doesn't know about Boudin. But I feel like Gouda Boudin balls are my new favorite Boudin ball.
Yeah, and I had a really good bratwurst from the bratwurst place. They're in New Orleans.
Brats, y'all. Yeah.
That was solid. That was a real good brat.
See, I felt like they were a little overpriced for as big as they were.
It's festival.
Yeah, but I was like, that could have been like $8.
Yeah, I agree. But I put them on my radar that the next time I go to NOLA
to check them out. Yeah, because they are a location out here. Thanks for coming on tonight. You did a great job. You survived. All right. That's our show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Join us next week, Sunday at 6 p.m. This is Tiffiany Deku on News Talk 96.5 KPEL, and this is the Lafayette Food Junkie Show. Thanks for listening. And as always, happy eating, Acadiana.